Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Delaney, and for today's video we are going to be doing another collection video. We are going to be talking about my single shadows from CLIONADH Cosmetics. CLIONADH Cosmetics is an indie brand. I believe they're based in Canada, but I have 10 shadows from them and I want to do up close swatches of these just because I don't really think I've ever done a dedicated video for these and they deserve their time in the spotlight. So without further ado, if you're interested in seeing my single shadows from CLIONADH and swatches, then keep on watching. All right, are you ready? Here they are. You may be wondering why they're in a ColourPop palette. Well, I didn't have any magnetic palettes small enough for the 10 single shadows, so I improvised. This was one of the palettes that I was decluttering because I never really used it. So the fun thing about ColourPop palettes is you can pop out the plastic and there's a magnetic palette underneath. So here we go. Pardon the mirror, it's a little dirty, but so when you look in, you see these 3 magnetic strips in here. That was underneath the actual plastic part that held in the shadows from ColourPop. So I just popped that off, took the single shades out, and replaced it with these pans, and these are the CLIONADH single shadows. Now these do come like this in a magnetic pan with the shade names on the bottom. So I will say they do sell magnetic palettes if you're interested in getting one from CLIONADH, but if you have a palette like this that you're not using anymore, you can improvise and save yourself some coins. So fun little tip there. But yeah, I like the main squeeze palette too, like the outside packaging. It's so cute, looks like a watermelon. So I wanted to keep it. All right, so let's dive into the CLIONADH shades. Now, I'm gonna be going in order and I'll be talking about the shade names and swatching them live for you guys. So hopefully that helps you if you're interested in purchasing from CLIONADH Cosmetics. Now, this bundle here is Angelica's bundle. So Angelica Nyqvist, or Angie, she's on YouTube. She's amazing. I watch all of her videos. She uploads like 5 times a week, sometimes more, which is absolutely insane. I have no idea how she does it, but she loves indie brands. She loves colorful makeup. I highly recommend you go check out her channel if you haven't already, which I imagine you probably have if you watch my channel, but go give her a follow, go watch her videos, go subscribe. But this is Angelica's top 10 bundle from CLIONADH Cosmetics. She is the reason that I wanted to try CLIONADH, so it's fitting that the ones that I got were her bundle. So let's start out with the first shade. So first up, we have, we'll try to insert close-ups if necessary, but this is shade Abrasion, and this is a multi-chrome pigment. I will also pop up the descriptions of these shades, but I'm gonna give kind of a rundown of what I think it is. I turn the light on to get an extra little zhuzh here. Oh yeah, now it's easier to see. So you can really see all of those glitter flecks in there. This is such a beautiful shade. So it has a bright blue to a violet, kind of almost fuchsia. So here's the fuchsia going into the purple and then into the bright sky blue. And I will pop up what the website calls them, but that's just my description. All right, so let's go ahead and swatch. Beautiful. I mean, wow. You can really see that shift when it's on my finger. So pretty. All right, I'm gonna swatch that right here. I mean, come on. The thing about indie shadows, they're just, I don't know. I don't have much else in my collection that's like this. This is very similar to almost like a Pat McGrath kind of shade, but these are more soft. The Pat McGrath shades that I have that are like this are a little bit more chunky and a little bit harder and like more stiff in texture. This is so soft and buttery and almost just powdery is not really the right word, but it's so soft. It feels almost crumbly, but not quite. It just glides on so smooth. But look at that beautiful shift. So you really see that purple kind of fuchsia into that violet and then into that bright blue reflect. This is such a gorgeous shade, especially in low light. You really see all that glitter. yeah, I highly recommend this one. So again, this was shade Abrasion. Such a beautiful shade. Next up, we have shade Spotlight. I know it's kind of hard to see, but this is a bright blue reflect, but with a pink base. And it has that purpley shift as well. So I'm not sure if this is a duochrome or a multichrome. Very much seems like a multichrome to me, but I will definitely check on that. But this is such a beautiful shift. See what I mean? It has a little bit of a texture to it. Like you have to blow some away. I would definitely recommend using a glitter glue with these to really get the highest impact. But here is the next one. This one has more of a, I don't know, it has more of a blue shift to it. The top one is a purple with a bright like sky blue. This one is more of a like a light pink base, but the blue is kind of a baby blue. This is such a beautiful, beautiful shade. Perfect for like what I would think of as Aurora from Sleeping Beauty. She has the pink and blue color changing dress. That is what I imagine this shade being. But super glittery, super high impact, but still kind of soft enough that you could put it with a like a more neutral, colorful look, something that's not so dramatic, and it still would go really well. This one is shade Glimmer. And again, we have some blue reflect in there, but this is more of a transparent base, almost like a, I don't know, like a white with a hint of peach, and then into the blue reflect. This one does have a slightly different texture than the other two. This one has slightly, I don't know, see how it kind of balled up a little bit on my fingers? It blends out the same as the others, but it's not as soft and smooth and buttery. It has a little bit of a thicker texture when you actually touch it. Here is what it looks like swatched. So as you can see, it's a very, very, very transparent base and just blue glitter. There's just a hint of pink when you kind of hit the right light. There's a very, very subtle hint of a peachy pink, but with a bright blue glitter. Now, all three of these have a bright blue glitter, but done in different ways. I think of the three, my favorite is the Abrasion shade, just because of the depth that it has. These are more light and you can just use them as a topper. This one is like a high impact shade. So if you were going to get one of these three, I would recommend Abrasion, but all three are gorgeous. Let's move on. So this one here, so you have to be very careful with these. They are very, very fragile. All right, so see how a little bit of a chunk came off of it? This one is called Grisaille. I don't know how to pronounce that. Maybe it's French. But, oh, I forgot to mention, it also has a little thing on here that says face, eyes, and lips. So it tells you what these are safe for. And it also tells you the weight of the shadow. So this is very similar to Abrasion, but definitely more of a pink purple instead of a blue. So you can really see that fuchsia, and then you do still get that blue glitter reflect, but it's a little bit lighter. But I will swatch them right next to each other so we can really get the full effect. How pretty is that? So this one definitely, them side by side, they look very similar in the pan. This one just has a hint of a warmth to it. It's almost more like lilac-y pink. And this one's more of a deep purple. But let's swatch them together. All right. So would I recommend that you get both of these shades? Probably not, unless you're getting the bundle. They're very similar and they're probably going to look really similar on the eye, but they're equally as gorgeous. I mean, they both have that bright blue flip to them. This one, again, just has a slightly warmer, pinker base than the other. This one's more of a deep purple. This one's more of a fuchsia base. And then it both has that bright blue glitter. But, oh my God, seeing them in this lighting, wow. But seeing them right next to each other, do I recommend you get both? Probably not, unless you really think you'll use that shade a lot, like both shades. But ugh, I'm so glad I have both of these. These are my top 2 most used, I think, out of all of these. So it makes sense that I have 2, but if they didn't come in the bundle that way, I might not have grabbed both. It might be a little bit redundant, but gorgeous nonetheless. Now this one is the truly unique one of the bundle. This is a true, like, what you think of when you think multichrome. This is shade, Patina, and this shift, it goes from this, like, this yellow gold, almost olivey green, but like, so you have the yellow gold, you have olive green, you have forest green, and you have this emerald green, and you have this deep, deep, deep green. It's like, I don't know. I'm just gonna have to swatch it for you. It's really hard to explain. This one has such a soft feel. It almost, I don't know, I think it has a black base to it because it really has all those colors in it. And this is like the true multi-chrome where no matter which way you flip it, it looks different. Like sometimes on the finger, if I move it around, you see like a little bit of blue in there, and then you see a dark green to a light green to a light yellow gold. I mean, no matter where you turn, this multi-chrome is gorgeous. And almost like a hint of orange in there. I don't know. But Patina, this is one of the most unique shades in my entire collection. And it's the most pigmented one of all of them. So the others can be really used as topper shades. This is pack-a-punch on its own. If you want a multi-chrome, this is it. Look at the depth that it gets from, oh, there you go. You really see that blue in there. It's like a dark teal to a green to a gold. And just, then you see that orange and light green. It just, no matter where you flip it, you see a new color. And that's why it is so unique in my collection. It looks absolutely gorgeous on the eyelids. It has so much glitter in there, and then when you turn your head, it just completely changes the look. I mean, wow. I don't know what else to say. My vocabulary is not good enough to describe the gorgeousness of this shade. But yeah. I mean, how stunning. Just look at that glitter. Can you see why I love these? And just so you know, these have pigment for days. You only need the slightest amount for your looks. And this will last you forever. All right. I know that shade is really hard to follow up, but let's keep moving. All right, so this is shade Luminaire. This one's a little bit harder to describe. I feel like it's almost like a pale gold, almost green, to a bright pink, but it's still got this like ghostly essence to it. It's not punchy in your face in the shift, but it's got a lot of reflect in it, and it almost is like, maybe it's one of their iridescents. Is that how you should pronounce, if you should describe it? Kind of like this shade, the one that was just transparent base, Glimmer. Kind of like this shade, but in the pink version. So let's swatch. So this one has a bit more of a base than this one, but this is more of like a fiery pink iridescent. So you see that kind of pale gold. I hope you could see it. The pale gold and then the bright pink. And it has just a little bit more of a base than that blue. But oh my gosh, this is one of those that if you like neutral looks, but you really want to amp it up, this one is one to get. It looks very much like you could use it for a neutral look. You could use it for a colorful look. This on the inner corner is beautiful. On the brow bone as a highlighter, this would be absolutely stunning. There's so many uses for these, especially this as a highlight. Oh my gosh, I need to try that. I use this in the inner corner all the time, but I need to try that on my cheeks. But any of these pigments, they tell which ones are safe for wear. So definitely don't be afraid to try them in different ways, because these, I mean, they can really just take your look to the next level. Right, we have 4 left, and I'm gonna hope that I can get them all on this hand. All right, next up, I am already covered in glitter, as you can see, but that's how I prefer it anyway. I do love me some glitter. I don't care if I get glitter everywhere. All right, so this next shade is shade Ripple. And this one is like a beautiful teal seafoamy green. It's got some mint, it's got some teal, it's got some baby blue. It's just, wow. Undersea fantasy. Ariel could never. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous shade. I love blue eyeshadow, and this one is one I reach for all the time to pair with my blue mattes. It's just out of this world. It almost has a little, oh, it actually does. It has a slight pink shift, and it's really hard to see on camera. I see it in person, but it has this bright baby blue, almost teal to a pink shift. That's really hard to catch on camera. I don't know why, but hopefully I can catch it in the swatch itself. So I'm gonna put this right underneath here. So you can kind of see it a little bit if I really stretch a little bit. See how it's almost a baby pink? It has a little hint of pink on the edges, and then it has that bright teal glitter. This all over the lid. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Wow. My whole hand right now is a dream. These are so pretty. All of these are so soft and pigmented and beautiful and glittery. As you can see from my hand though, there's a lot of fallout, so definitely use a glitter glue if you're worried about that. But I have a feeling that glitter fallout is going to happen as much as you try not to. Maybe if you use a wet brush, it'll eliminate some of that, but you're just gonna kind of have to embrace the Tinkerbell fantasy a little bit with these shades to get this kind of a glitter payoff, just as a heads up. But I wouldn't have it any other way. I mean, come on, look at that. All right, next up we have shade Enamel, and this is another purple blue kind of shade, but this one's almost electric. So the others were kind of muted but blue. This one is almost like an electric purple and an electric blue, almost leaning royal blue in the shift, and then to a purple, like an ultraviolet kind of shade. There's a lot of blues and purples in here, which really goes to show what kind of shades Angie loves. But again, if you're going to be buying singles, you don't have to buy all of the purple shades. You can buy one of the purple shades. You can buy a couple of them. You can mix and match. It doesn't matter, but these were in the bundle. That was the best value in my terms, but I love purple, so I get use out of all of the purple shades. But as a heads up, you don't have to choose all purple. You can do a different mix of shades with whatever color you love. But this electric blue and electric purple just really, I mean, this shift is intense. And it does have a little bit of a stiffer texture, kind of like that Luminaire shade, but it's still soft and beautiful. Oh my God. Yeah, I think the stiffer the shade is, the more it has of a base. So as you can see, this kind of does have a more opaqueness to it, but that means that it's going to be more of a punchy shade on the lid and not as much of a topper shade. You can use it as a topper, but it has extra pigment in there that you don't really need to. So this has more, when it's swatched, it almost looks more like a lilac pink, like this baby pink on the outside. And then it has a purple shift, and then it goes to that bright blue, and on the outside you have that purple again. Wow. I'm gonna have to use this shade tomorrow. I'm in love. I kind of forgot how much I loved this shade. I mean, all of these shades are pure glitter wonderness, but they're not pressed glitters. These are pigments, so they're not gonna hurt you. They are eye safe, just so you know. But look at this sparkle. For an eye safe glitter, this is what dreams are made of. Sorry, it is. But wow, that pink, purple, blue shift, again, we have a bunch of shades that have that pink, purple, blue shift, but they all do look different. Like this one's more pink. This one's more of a plummy purple. And this one's more of a blue lilac-y purple. Now we have another purple shade. Yeah, we do. This one is Tracery. So far, all of these have been safe on eyes, lips, and face, just as a heads up. All right, this one has that stiffer texture again. Still soft, but just a little bit more crumbly, just like that Luminaire shade was. This one's gonna be really hard to describe. It's less blue and more purple. Like the shift in here, it has bright purple reflex, and it has a baby pink kind of shift, and not as much of that bright blue. But let's see if it comes off in the swatch. So you see how when I was swatching it, you saw that like kind of chunkiness a little bit. That was the texture that I was talking about. When you blend it out, it doesn't really do anything. Like you don't notice that. But for fallout, that could absolutely get you some fallout. So just be careful. But this is, ooh, you know what this is? This is almost exactly like what I would imagine Rapunzel's dress in Tangled to be. You have that baby pink. You have that bright lilac purple shade, and then it has a little bit of a depth in the flip. So pretty. Oh my gosh, can I attribute all of these to Disney princesses? Why do I always use Disney characters as a comparison? I don't know, but this is stunning. If you want purple, this is your shade, like a true purple and not a blue purple. This one is the one for you. This one does have some pink in the flip though, but this one is more of a true lilac-y purple. So pretty, really punches. It has that base pigment in there, so it's going to give you a big punch, and lots of glitter, lots of pink, lots of purple. So just whatever you want out of a shade. Now they do have descriptions on their website, so that can help you. And other people probably have swatching videos of their CLIONADH Cosmetics singles as well, so definitely look at other people's videos if you're interested in a particular shade that maybe I don't have in this bundle. I can only speak for the ones that I have. I love them, obviously. But last shade in the group, this is Engrave. And this is probably the most neutral out of all of them, except for this one, which has that yellow, orange, pink shift to it. I am horrible at describing these shifts. I'm sorry. That's why I'm popping up these. I'm just calling it as I see them. I just know they're beautiful, okay? All right, so this one has this bright, pinky, like almost like a mauvey pink, but with some blue reflex hidden in there. And then when you turn it, it goes into this fiery gold shade, almost copper. Like a hint away from a copper. It is so pretty, which is the weirdest thing because it's almost like cool toned with the blue and the pink, and then it flips and goes to a warm tone, which I don't really have in my collection. It's super unique. This one also has a little bit of that more crumbly texture, just as a heads up. All right, let's swatch. So again, we have that base pigment in here because of that texture, and wow. Oh my gosh, that is so pretty. So here is your true pink, but that shift in there really leans copper. So this could almost be neutral, but with like a nice pop of pink. So, wow. All right, can you see the blue reflex in there too though? Why, a lot of these have blue reflex. Huh. I guess I just really love blue reflex, and apparently so does Angie. But yeah, just look at that. Oh my gosh. So you see that bright red flip in there too? There's like bright red reflex, and then the blue and the purple, or the blue and the pink, and then that light coppery yellow. I mean, come on. So here are all of the shades that I have swatched on my hand in their true glittery glory. I mean, have you ever seen shades this beautiful? Especially in low light, when I really back away from the camera, you can see every single speck of glitter in these shades, and just imagine this on your eyes. I mean, come on. So longevity, I can't really speak to the longevity as much because I mainly use these for creative makeup, but when I did wear them, they did last a while on my eyes. Now, I feel like this one, like the ones with the base pigment, will probably last a little longer on the eyes than the topper shades naturally. Also depends on how oily your eyelids get, things like that. If you use a setting spray or, you know, a damp brush, it could also affect that. But as a general rule, the toppers are probably going to last a little bit less on your eyes than the ones with the base pigment. But I haven't noticed a very short longevity, like they've been about normal. They're not the most long wearing eyeshadows that in my collection, but I wouldn't expect them to be because of this amount of glitter, and usually the high impact glittery shades are not as long lasting on the eyes as the mattes and the metallics. I think it completely makes up for that with just the sheer beauty. And CLIONADH Cosmetics, they have a ton of shades. They have iridescence, they have metallics, they have multichromes, they have duochromes, they have everything under the sun. This is only 10 shades out of, I don't even know how many shades they have available. So I hope this was helpful to you, and I really do love the formula of these. They're super soft, super pigmented. They last a long time because of how much product you get in the pans. Like, I don't ever think I'm gonna hit pan on these, even if I use them all the time, because of how much comes in here and how little you actually need. If you don't have a magnetic palette, I would highly recommend keeping these in a spot where they're not going to move around much, because they are super, super, super fragile, okay? Please, please, please be careful with these. They are beautiful, but they are so fragile. If you put your nail in here, like I did with that one right there, it will take a chunk out really easily. So just keep that in mind. Here are all the shades back in the pans. What a gorgeous collection here, but these are a little bit more on the expensive side when you compare them to obviously like the drugstore brands. So be sure that when you're buying these singles that you're going to be using all of them. And the bundle is a great way to save money, but there are some coupon codes out there. Just make sure you find one that works for you, save some coin. But as far as the formula goes, these are incredible. I believe you're gonna love it, especially if you liked any of the shades here. I'm hoping this is really helpful for you guys if you were looking to get some shades from CLIONADH. Hopefully they'll have a Black Friday sale and maybe I can actually get some more, because I would absolutely love that. I actually find myself dipping into these a lot. So yeah, they're gonna last forever though, so it's not an immediate need for me. But thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful. Please let me know in the comments if this was helpful, and if you want to see some of my other single shadows from other brands. I have done the Give Me Glow single shadows in a previous video, so I will put that in the cards in the description box. But I do have CLIONADH Cosmetics singles if you want to see those in this similar style of video. But yeah, just let me know. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a wonderful day or night wherever you are. Definitely go check out CLIONADH Cosmetics. They have some beautiful stuff. And I hope you enjoyed. So I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.